We just completed a project for someone, and it was an insurance claim, and it was a backup from a sump pump. We don't pursue insurance work at all. I mean, if they call us, fine. If we just don't really care about that kind of work, because insurance companies are pretty notorious for saying no to things that have to be done, and I prefer to work with the homeowner who is a stakeholder in their health. And so anyway, we don't try to go after insurance at all. But it was a claim, and we're trying to help these folks out, that kind of thing. But my point about bringing this up is that coverage, you buy a policy, it is a 1-year contract, and it gets renewed every year. So don't think for a second that you're sucked into a long-term relationship with these folks. If you are dissatisfied with their performance, when it's renewal, go to somebody else. You don't have to put up with that. So mold coverage, in different states, there are minimum requirements. So in Ohio, I think it's like $5,000. $5,000 isn't squat, because when you remember, the $5,000 has to pay for both through the mold remediation and the reconstruction. It's a pathetic amount of money. At least $20,000. I mean, it's a few dollars on your policy. You're not even going to notice it. But by golly, if you have a water backup and you have mold growth, you're going to realize how expensive this can get real quick. $20,000 to me is minimum. If you can afford 50, do it. So especially if you have a finished basement. The reconstruction costs just as much, if not more, than the remedial activity that has to be done. Plus, the insurance policy will often pay for any kind of laboratory testing that's required. And that could be $1,000 or $2,000. Be careful with your insurance folk. Don't be loyal to them, because they're sure as heck not loyal to you. And get the right amount of coverage, and remind them, if they say no, that it's a 1-year contract and they're fired.